How's it going, everybody? Chris Cards back on this 4th of July week edition of Through the Mail Monday. 5 returns for you today. Our very first one coming to us from Richmond, Virginia. Hope everyone out there had a great weekend and have a great 4th tomorrow. And we have, for our first return, we got Michael Kadire. Michael Kadire, former first-round pick, 9th overall of the Twins way back in 1997. 15-year career, 2-time All-Star. 11 of those years with the Twins, 3 with the Rockies, and of course the Mets signed him to a 2-year, $21 million deal in 2015, and that was a complete disaster. Thankfully, Michael retired after the 2015 season in December of that year. Not sure how much the Mets had to pay him to go away, but it was not a good contract. The Mets gave up a first-round pick because the Rockies extended a qualifying offer back in 2015, which I believe was like $15 million. And he signed for less with the Mets, maybe because he wanted that extra year, I guess. I'm not sure how that works. But the Mets gave up their first-round pick for him. Thankfully, 2015, no one between the picks of 10 and 20, nothing too crazy got by the Mets that year anyway, as far as draft picks are concerned. So there you guys go. Michael Kadire, great signer. Signs just one card, and this is looks like this is a 2013 gold card. So signed out of 2013. Pretty sweet return from Michael Kadire. Let's move on, guys, to our next return. Phoenix, Arizona. My celebration stamp, which is super old. There's a bunch of cards in here, by the way. I'm very intrigued by this return here. And we've got Omar Dahl. Omar Dahl. This took a while to get back to me. Omar Dahl started off his career as a Dodger, as a reliever, and then turned into a starting pitcher. 1999, probably his best year with 16 wins, and the next year, 2000, probably his worst year with 19 losses. Led the league with 19 losses, 4 and 19 that year for the Phils and the Arizona Diamondbacks with a 6.14 ERA. A grip of cards here. I asked him to keep a few. He obviously did not. Signed them all very nicely, and took a long time to get back to me. Did he break Mike Kruko's record of 1,162 days? Let's see on the screen. You'll be able to figure that out pretty easily. And we got another gold card signed here. Let me pick these up real quick and check the back. I always got to check the back on some of these Topps cards. They fool me. 2003 gold card. Very cool. Back-to-back gold card signed. Neat. And that's awesome from Omar Dahl. Good signer? I'm not sure. But that's his information. Give him a shot if you want. Let's move on now to our third return. All right, my friends. Next one is from Cincinnati, Ohio, right there with my ship stamp. Love those ship stamps. That is an old stamp, but I think I found 2 or 3 laying around, so this is a recent send-off. This is not going to be as crazy as Omar Dahl. And we have sandwiched between 2 index cards. We've got Dave Parker, Cobra. Nice. 87 Topps and 87 Topps All-Star card for my set. $20 a piece. I think it used to be 10. It used to be much cheaper, and this is what you get for dilly-dallying. These guys upped their price, and I didn't send off these cards soon enough, and I had to pay the freight. So that stinks, but great player. 19-year career, 11 of those with the Pittsburgh Pirates, including that 1979 World Series championship team. 4 years with the Reds, and then a bunch of other different teams after that, including 89 Oakland A's, the second World Series for Mr. Dave Parker. 7-time All-Star Game, 3-time Gold Glove Award winner. There you guys go, Dave Parker. There's information. $20 a card, a little steep for a non-Hall of Famer, but I needed to get these 2 cards signed, and I got them signed. So let's move on now to our next return. All right, friends, I have another one here from Craig Waldron, and as you see, June 5th, 2023, got this a couple weeks ago in the mailbox. Craig Waldron, I do not think is a baseball player. I think this is the son of Burke Waldron, who I sent this off to in 2020. Burke Waldron passed in 2020, December of 2020, so I'm not sure why this took 933 days to get back to me, but there you guys go. There's the death notice from his son, Craig. Burke was a World War II vet, lived to the ripe old age of 96. In 2016, he threw out the first pitch at Safeco Field for a Mariners game. Very active up until his death. There are the cards. I love these first pitch cards that Topps put out a few years ago because it gave us TTMers an opportunity to get a few different types of autographs from some civilians, basically, who, of course, are probably much more adept at signing than, players and such. So very cool to get these first pitch cards in the set. Unfortunately, I don't think they've done it since then. But there you guys go. Burke Waldron, great on this July 4th week to get a hero, a ceremonial marcher in the parades in his area of Utah. And even though it was a failure, it was odd because it took so long to get back to me, and it was apropos because, of course, he was a World War II vet, and this is, of course, one day away from July 4th. So I thought that was kind of cool. So Burke Waldron, thank you for your service. Let's move on now to our next return. Dallas, Texas, our next return right here on the envelope. There you see it. Let's find out who is our next return. And we've only got a card or two in here. We've got Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts, not the manager Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts, the manager, would be 2 or 3 years old when this 1974 Topps team card was taken. This photo was taken in probably 1973. So this is the former first-round draft pick, overall #1 pick of the San Diego Padres way back in 1972 out of the University of Oregon, hometown of Lebanon, Oregon, which is about 10 minutes from where I am sitting right now. That team card looks great. That was suggested by Michael Myers. Dave Roberts. Any more names you guys could think of that I might be able to get on this 74 Topps team card? Let me know in the comments down below. In fact, I got a name in my head right now, another pretty good player, longtime Padre, and importantly, they played in 73. Not like a Bill Allman, who played for the Padres for a few years, but did not play for them in 73, which means he's not in that photo. That's not a 74 Topps photo. That's a 73-year photo. So Bill Allman's not in there, even though he'd be an easy signature get. So I got a name in my mind. Let's see if it matches up with anyone that might mention it down below in the comments. I'll let you know who I was thinking in a response to your comment. And that's it, guys. Dave Roberts, awesome return from him. Let's move on now to our final return of the day. This envelope is stamped from Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola, Florida. We don't get too many returns from Pensacola. We get lots of returns from Florida, of course, but not too many from Pensacola. Very fun to say, Pensacola. And let's see who our final return is. We got some vintage. We got Hank Fisher. Hank Fisher, a pitcher for the Milwaukee Braves for 6 years. In fact, his final year with the Braves, that was when they were in Atlanta in 1966, their first year in Atlanta. So he moved with them to Atlanta from Milwaukee in 1966, got traded to the Boston Red Sox, and then the Boston Red Sox turned around and traded him to the Cincinnati Reds, all in the same season. That was a lot of traveling for Mr. Fisher in 1966. An okay pitcher, not great numbers, but great signer, has a couple of great cards, 65 Topps, 66 Topps here signed. Hopefully I put the rest of the address in there. I'm going to, of course, put that in there for you, but on the actual photo, I don't take the photo until I'm done with the player's address, so I'm not sure why. Hopefully I caught it. I mean, it doesn't matter because I got it back, but I would be interested to know if I caught it or not before I mailed it out. Part of me is like, I'm 50-50. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. So there you guys go. There is Mr. Fisher's information. Great return from him. And that is it for Through the Mail Monday, number 232. Put it in the books. Here is the haul from this week's Through the Mail Monday. Incredible haul if you're a Omar Dahl fan. And, of course, the Cobra, Dave Parker. Kadyr's on there. I used to call him Cadaver as a Met because he was not very good. And, yeah, that's an awesome spread there. And, of course, Dave Roberts, legendary Dave Roberts. Very nice to get that team card back. Very excited to find out who I send that to next. And hopefully get it back super quick. And we'll see how many signatures I can get on that before I chicken out and call it good. And maybe I'll buy another 74 Topps team card and just send that out to other people too. So who knows? Just might collect 2 of them with different signatures on it. So I lower the risk of losing out on this card and having to get all these signatures again. So anyway, my friends, I want to appreciate everyone that mentioned the well wishes of my poor little kitty, Leo, last week. Really made me feel good that you guys reached out and were like, hey, good luck with your cat. And yeah, she just hasn't been thrown. She's been throwing up for like months now, every day. Sometimes twice a day. Sometimes, we'll go through a whole day without her throwing up. So we took her to the vet. They don't know what's going on with her. They think it's irritable bowel disease, which is very close to the human version of IBS. So you can control it. You really can't cure it. But we're not sure what it is yet. It could be cancerous. They don't think it's cancerous. I don't think it's cancerous either. All her blood work is great. So it's really annoying when your cat's not doing well and they can't figure out what's wrong with her. So I took her to the vet twice, and I took her to the vet actually this morning. In fact, if you want to see my little Leo loving her little brush, she loves this brush. I will brush her with this brush and she will freak out and just love it. And then I will get up and put it down, or I'll get up and take the hair out of it and throw it in the garbage. She'll follow me over. She'll be meowing, trying to get me to brush her some more. So she got brushed really good today. She was a good girl. I took her to the vet, which she hates to do, but she hasn't been eating, probably hasn't eaten anything in about 4 or 5 days. So very stressed about that now. Very worried since our last visit, which was, I think, a week ago. Actually, no. The last visit was like 3 days ago to the vet, so it's getting very expensive. 3 days ago to the vet, so I told them when I went to the vet, I said, "Hey, she's not eating either." So they didn't really follow up on that really well. So I took her again today because I'm like, well, she's gonna die. She's not eating and she's super skinny. She's like a skeleton right now. And so I'm trying to keep her from becoming a real skeleton and trying to figure out what's wrong with her. So I took her there. They gave me some appetite inducer, something that hopefully make her hungry. I gave that to her. So right when I get done filming this video, I will be going to try to give her some food. And hopefully it's kicked in by then and she'll eat something. So I'm really worried about that, especially because we have 4th of July plans for a couple days and we're not going to be home. So that's stressing me out too. So just, with pets in general, you take the good with the bad, and then you got to ride out the bad until it gets good again, or it's the final conclusion of what happened to your pet. So it's one of those double-edged swords of owning pets and stuff like that, because you're gonna outlive them usually, generally speaking. So dealing with that, but and yeah, here's the video. Like I said, I was showing a video of her just kind of taking her little brush, and you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but I'll put the brush down and start petting her, and she'll kind of eyeball the brush like, "Hey, that brush is over there. I don't want your hand. I want the brush." So she was cute today, even though she's bony, and her hair is falling out like crazy, which is probably not good either. So I'm just trying to get her to eat anything. We tried dry food, wet food, snacks, like salmon. I mean, I've tried everything but Doritos and pot. So I don't know what to get her to do in order to eat. So it's just, I don't know. It's bumming me out, but hopefully she'll get better. Thank you for the well wishes. Really appreciate that from last week. I have more stuff to talk about. Movie set. I was on a movie set on Wednesday. Movie set here in Oregon. I'm actually a producer on. Co-producer. It's not quite crowdfunded. It's a little higher level than that, which is cool. I will be getting my name in the credits if anyone actually picks up the movie and actually buys it, which would be great. We can get distribution, all that stuff. So, I mean, there's lots of bucket list stuff. I always wanted to have my hands. I always wanted my name in the credits of a video game. I did that back in 2003 with NASCAR Racing 2003 edition by Papyrus. I was a beta tester on that, and that was back before open beta, and there was a million testers. I was a credited beta team member. I think there's about 15 of us back then working on that game. So check that one off my bucket list. I always want to be involved with wrestling. I was involved with wrestling for a few years. Check that one off my bucket list. I always want to do something with TV. Of course, the TV was also with wrestling, so I did that as well. And then, of course, a movie, an IMDb page, something. Just a little something. So I was going to talk about it this week, but I'm not going to talk about it this week because I was talking about my cat instead, because let you guys know where she's at. And so that's gonna be pretty exciting. I'll post some video next week on the movie set. I wasn't supposed to take video or photos of the film being filmed, but I got some other kind of candid shots of one of the main actors, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. And kind of sneaky about it, so the recordings aren't great, but I'm gonna put them on next week's Through the Mail Monday if I can remember. So, and the actor is Ed Harris. And he's obviously in tons of cool stuff, Glengarry Ross and Top Gun and tons of movies. So him and a couple other girls that were also acting in the movie, they were doing a film. It was really cool to see them filming it. Really cool for that experience. And I'm producing it, put some money into it. So they're filming in Oregon because you get lots of tax benefits right now for filming in Oregon, lots of tax breaks. So they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to come check out the set and day or two of filming, and I said absolutely. So I did that. I've got some stories to share of that next week. I'll do that, and of what I can share. So, and we just signed Morgan Freeman to play, and he hasn't done a whole lot. He's been pretty picky, so pretty excited about that. He's doing it at a reduced rate because it's a war military type film, so it tugs at his heartstrings, if you will, and he's doing it at a reduced rate because it is an indie film. Because I'm involved with it. It has to be an indie film. So, hey, good enough for me. Hope the film's good. I read the script. It's pretty good. Got a good cast. So next week's Through the Mail Monday, my rambling at the end of the video will be about that, and I'll show a couple of videos which are adorable, and you'll find out why they're adorable next weekend or next Monday. And that is it, my friends. I am done. Again, thank you very much for the well wishes from my cat. Let's hope she eats today. I did put up a video last night, another private signing video, so had to get that out of the way. Try to put one of those out every month, and so I got at least another month's worth of private signing videos to put out. And then after that, I haven't been doing much the last few weeks and months as far as private signings is concerned, because I've just been too busy with all this stuff going on. So anyway, see you guys next week. Thanks a lot for watching, and that's it. See ya.